Hi, friends. Hello. Sarah here with the Holy Mess. And it is Saturday, and this is our grocery shopping day, and we are checking in for the Holy Mess 3-day diet. So, new this year, we have the 3-day diet, which we have been doing. We've been running these challenges for several years now. And new this year, you have the opportunity to do the 3-day plant-based diet. So as you are coming on, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you from? And have you done the 3-day diet before? And which one are you doing? Are you doing the original or are you doing the plant-based? I do recommend that you can totally, both plans are great. Both plans are great for weight loss. We've tested both plans. They work really, really well, but I do recommend that you choose one or the other for the live event, just so that there isn't any confusion. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're with me. As you come on, tell us where you're watching from, and have you done the 3-day diet before? Which plan are you using? Are you using the original or the plant-based? Tell us about it in the comments. So this is Women's World magazine that just came out. There's me. In fact, this morning was the first time I had found one. I posted a picture. The checkout people probably thought I was a little crazy. I was taking video and selfies in the checkout lane because there's me. So this magazine that just came out, so you can get this at grocery store, Walgreens, Walmart, wherever you shop, features the 3-day plant-based diet. And 2 years ago, my story was featured in Women's World magazine with the original. So you can get the original and the plant-based on my website, and this is what we're going to do together for the next 3 days. So I am curious, how much do you typically plan ahead for healthy eating? Share about it in the comments. Do you plan out what you're going to eat for the week? Do you plan meals and then shop for those? Do you plan, do you make some meals and put some in the freezer and save it for later? Is the planning ahead all new to you? Do you kind of do things on the fly, like, I just drive through and get whatever I need to get, or, my family is busy and we eat at all different times? I would love to hear from you in the comments. And actually, let's do this. Okay, so in the comments, tell me, number 1 would be, I plan everything ahead. I'm very organized. I have my plan for the whole week. Number 2 would be, I plan some things, like I'll plan my dinners or plan a couple days in advance, and then drop a 3 if you're like, what's planning? I don't have time to plan anything. I just grab and go. So tell me in the comments, 1, 2, or 3. So 1 would be, you plan everything ahead. 2 would be, I plan some things, like maybe some dinners or a day or 2 ahead. And 3 would be, what's planning? I don't have time for that. So share that with me in the comments. And then while you're doing that, you can tell me 1, 2, or 3. I see a bunch of 2s coming in. One of the things that people have told me so much about this diet that is really helpful is what you're going to do tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to meal prep. So everybody's going to do their meal prep. Take pictures of your kitchen, take pictures of your pot of chili. I know it seems kind of silly, but I tell you, it's so nice because it feels like we're all in this together. I just checked my computer. As of right now, we have 2,700 people who are signed up for this 3 days. Isn't that exciting? So it really helps to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. I know that for a lot of us, the whole weight loss process, it just feels like we're kind of in it all by ourselves. Do you feel that way? If so, would you share about that in the comments? Maybe your family doesn't eat healthy food. Maybe, you have teenage boys who are into all the chips and the ice cream, and it seems like their metabolism never ends. Maybe your husband likes to sit down with a big bowl of popcorn or ice cream in front of the TV at night, or is like, I don't want to eat rabbit food. Give me all the, the meat and potatoes. Do you ever feel lonely in your weight loss journey? Or what about when you go to a party and or an event at church or in your community, and it seems like everybody else is just eating whatever they want, and you're feeling like, I want to try to stick to my healthy eating. Do you ever feel that way? I certainly have. I definitely have at a lot of different points in my weight loss journey. So I want to encourage you that you are not alone. And these next 3 days, we are going to be in it together. You are not alone. We can do this together. We can encourage one another. We can support one another. And we're going to have fun. We don't typically think of weight loss as fun. Do you think of weight loss as fun? What kind of words do you think of when you think about weight loss? Fun is probably one of the last words that comes to mind for me. But, it's interesting. Research shows that people are more successful when they're having fun. And that is not just little kids, that's adults too. And so if there are ways that we can make this more fun and enjoyable, let's totally do it. So I was saying that tomorrow is a really important day. Tomorrow is meal prep day. If you have not done your shopping yet, that's okay. You can totally shop tomorrow, but I want to really encourage you to spend some time on meal prep. So when you did the download of either the original or the plant-based, it looked like this, and you got like 4 sheets of paper that you could print off. So that's going to have your shopping list and your guide. So that's what you get with the freebie. If that's all you're using, then you're going to want to go to the website, and on the website are all the recipes, everything that you need. If you did the optional bundle, which I do highly recommend, for less than $10, you can either get the original bundle or the plant-based bundle. And so these have a printable cookbook, and that's really nice. I put mine in a binder just because when I'm cooking, I'm really messy, you guys. Then you have everything all laid out for you, and it makes it really nice. So if you want to get that, we can give you the link to that, or you probably already saw it. But in each of those bundles is a specific meal prep guide of exactly what to do step by step. So with the meal prep tomorrow, that is a game changer. It is huge. I have had so many people say that the meal prep makes such a big difference, and it does, because then during your busy week, when everything's already done, it kind of takes away the need for some of that willpower, because it's already finished. It's just like, well, there's the chili. It's already done. It's in the fridge. Grab it, go. I'm ready to go. So I highly recommend the meal prep. It is going to take you a couple hours. It is going to take you some time. You're going to need to do a little bit of chopping, some cooking. I recommend that you cook the chili, that you cook the vegetable soup if you're doing the original plan. If you're doing the plant-based, I've got that all laid out for you. You're going to want to chop all your vegetables. If you have like fruit that you need to prep, like wash and chop, go ahead and do that tomorrow. That is going to set you up for success for the 3 days. Okay, so I see a lot of you are just joining us. If you're just joining us, tell me where you're watching from. And we were talking about meal planning and planning ahead for healthy food and healthy choices. So a 1 is, do you plan everything you're going to eat in advance? A 2 is, I plan some things like dinners or maybe a day or 2. And 3 is, what's planning? Who has time for that? So drop a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments and let me know what meal planning is like for you. And whether you're a person who meal plans or not, we're going to do it together for this challenge. So tomorrow, I'm going to be doing my meal prep. I don't know if you can see, I've got my chili ingredients over there, and my daughter and I did some chopping today. We chopped our carrots, we chopped our celery, we chopped our cabbage. So we're going to be ready to go for tomorrow. What else do I want to tell you? For those of you who are plant-based, the majority of people are using the original 3-day diet, but we've definitely got some people in here with the plant-based. Let me know if you have questions about specific ingredients for that. Some of the things are a little bit different that maybe you haven't used before, like we have you use some tofu in a stir-fry, spaghetti squash, which I personally love for the plant-based spaghetti dinner, and nutritional yeast is another ingredient. And those are all common ingredients. You can get all that at Walmart. That's where I buy my groceries, is at Walmart. I've gotten all that stuff there. I do recommend, if you are using the original plan, please look at the plant-based plan and consider downloading it. Even if you're thinking like, I don't ever want to eat all plant-based, that's fine. But all of us would do better to eat more plant-based meals. They're full of fiber, they're healthy, they're filling. So, and plus it's free. So like, what do you have to lose? even if you just do some of the recipes off of here, you're going to be further ahead, and they're great for weight loss. The plant-based plan has a tropical blast oatmeal that's really popular, and I will tell you, it's got some vegetables in the oatmeal. I know it sounds really crazy, but it's good. There's a vegetable tofu stir fry with brown rice. The one thing I would say about the plant-based plan is if you like carbs, you're gonna love this plan. It is amazing that really, I mean, you know, I think a lot of us have learned like you shouldn't eat carbs. Carbs are bad. Carbs are delicious. And most of the world lives on carbs. Think about like beans and rice, and those foods are very low in calorie density. So you actually can eat the right type of carbs. You can eat a lot of carbs and lose weight. So I would encourage you to give this plan a try, maybe after the original plan, and just see. Yeah, that plan has oatmeal, brown rice. There's just some really good stuff. Beans. There's a chickpea and red onion salad that was really popular with people. One of their days they have a baked sweet potato as their snack. A black beans and rice bowl that literally takes 5 minutes. I'm telling you, you open a couple cans, heat it up in the microwave, boom, you're done. And that is one of my go-to meals where, you know, I've been out running errands, I don't have time to cook, but I don't want to do fast food. I mean, literally 5 minutes and you can keep everything on hand for that. They're going to have a plant-based spaghetti dinner, and it's really like big portions. And then they have banana and ice cream too. It's like an ice cream dessert type of thing for the plant-based. That reminded me of something I was going to say with the spaghetti dinner. Well, it went out of my head, so I'll think of it later if it was important. What else do I want to tell you about? So, food swaps. We get a lot of questions about food swaps. You can trade some foods if there's foods you don't like or you can't eat because of like medical reasons, or they just don't sit well, digest well with you. That's fine. If you get the bundles, in each bundle there is a list of over 200 food swaps. And if you didn't get the bundle, you can just ask and we can help you out. But generally speaking, a lean protein can be swapped for a lean protein, a vegetable can be swapped for a vegetable, a fruit can be swapped for a fruit. The plan is relatively low in fat. It's a reasonable amount of fat. It's healthy, which also reminds me, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just a regular person like you. And you know how I develop these plans is this is the way I eat. These are the foods that I eat, and what helped me lose 100 pounds. Now it's 120 pounds and maintain it. So there's nothing magical about these plans. It's really just whole, real foods. I saw somebody ask about Jennifer, about the soup with the Instant Pot. There's instructions in there without the Instant Pot. You can do it stovetop or on the Instant Pot. No problem with that. So with the food swaps, you can swap out, like I said, like a vegetable for a vegetable, a fruit for a fruit. The whole grains can get a little bit more tricky, but let me know. I can help you with that. The beans, the lean protein. So you don't want to be swapping like chicken breast for chicken thigh, but you can do like chicken breast, turkey breast, like the fish. You can do fish, you can do shrimp, you can do salmon. All of those are fine to interchange. Definitely post your photos. A reminder to post your photos each day. Like I said, it just makes it more fun. Like we're all in this together. I'll post photos of what I'm eating and what I'm doing, and it just helps us all know that we're not alone. I will be here every night now, from now on until the end of the challenge at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So come and check in. So tomorrow night, you'll want to check in. We'll be here, and you can, my daughter's cat is crying. I don't know if you guys can hear it. She's crying. She wants my daughter to go to bed so she can lay on her probably. Every night at 7 p.m. And I will tell you now, on Wednesday night at 7 p.m., you definitely want to come to that check-in. I am giving away a gift that is worth $79. So you definitely don't want to miss that one. So come every night at 7 p.m. If you cannot attend live, there will always be a replay. You can watch the replay, and I try to pin those to it's called the featured section at the top of the group. so that you can find those. But I'm here tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll be here. We'll talk about our meal prep. Day 1, we'll talk about how day 1 went. Day 2, we'll talk about how day 2 went. Day 3, we'll talk about how day 3 went. And then on Thursday morning, we'll all do a weigh-in together. And I will post a thread and you can share, you can tell me all about your great success. You can do this. Oh, okay. So I saw that a few people had posted in the group, like, I really want to do this, but can I do it? Can I really stick to the plan? So if you're feeling a little nervous right now, would you drop a heart in the comments to just let me know? I'll tell you, you know what? I'm feeling a little nervous. And I've done this a ton of times. I'm doing it together with you, with the group. And there's foods that I eat on a regular basis that aren't part of this 3 days. It was like, am I going to be able to do that? You might be thinking like, will I be hungry? Will I like the food? Will I be tempted to eat chocolate? Will I do it? Will I decide to go drive through and get a quarter pounder with cheese? Or, will my husband say, let's go get pizza and then I get that instead? If you're feeling nervous about the plan, please know I see some hearts coming in. You're not the only one. You're not alone. And something that has helped me a lot is I use weight loss affirmations. I use affirmations. I use prayers. I use Bible verses. I use journaling. There are a lot of things that I have had to do to get my head and heart into the place where they need to be to lose weight and keep it off. Because the reality is I was a binge eater. I was an overeater, compulsive overeater, really for as long as I can remember, certainly looking at pictures from the time that I was 3 years old. I was over 200 pounds when I was in high school. As an adult, over 250 pounds. And I would lose weight. I could lose weight, but then I would gain it right back. And, when the pounds come back, they always bring friends, right? Am I right? So I totally get it. I get where you're coming from. If you dropped a heart that you're feeling a little nervous, you're not alone. I understand it. But here's the affirmation. I think I just saw Jenny just posted it. Jenny, I just love you. I want you to type this in the comments. I can do hard things. I can do hard things because you can do this. I can do hard things. You can do it. I am not here to tell you that this is going to be smooth sailing and you're not going to have any challenges. Yes, it's only 3 days. Yes, I give you everything, the meal plan, but still, we live in a culture right now that it's crazy. Our food culture is nuts. The food that we have available, and some of that we're very blessed. I mean, we live in a culture where food is of such abundance. Truthfully, this has never happened in history. If you think back to even 100 years ago, but certainly a couple hundred years ago, people didn't have enough food, or they had just enough food. And then you think back a few hundred years ago, people were fighting for survival. I mean, except for the very elite rich or the royalty, most people were working very, very hard for food all the time. And the food that they could get, they had to expend so many calories to get that food. So give yourself some grace and compassion that we are in quite a different time in history right now. And, I feel like our bodies and our minds are just kind of trying to catch up with all of this. The food industry is giving us food, and I'm not trying to bash them. They're business people. They're doing their job. Their job is to sell food, and they're doing it quite successfully. They are packaging food and presenting it to us all over the place in ways that are very, very appealing. I mean, if junk food and fast food and takeout food and dessert and sugar and delicious foods and chips and popcorn and ice cream and candy and cakes and cookies and French fries, if those things all appeal to you, yeah, I get it. Raise your hand if those foods appeal to you. Those foods appeal to me too. They're scientifically designed to appeal to you. They're supposed to appeal to you. If those foods appeal to you, or just food in general, or eating more food than your body needs, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that you're human. That's a natural human reaction to a society and a culture right now where food is in huge abundance and is genetically engineered, scientifically engineered, marketed to be incredibly appealing to you. So if you struggle with your weight, first of all, you're part of what is now almost 50% of Americans and people in first world countries. You're not alone. You're normal. You're human. This is how God designed our bodies. We're supposed to have hunger. We're supposed to want food. And so we are in a very challenging time in history. There's nothing wrong with you. It means that you're doing what your body is designed to do. But I would also say we have something bigger than that. As a Christian, I rely on God for my strength, and I want to honor him with the body that he's given me. But I also see, whether you come from that worldview or not, we can take the front part of our brain, the higher thinking part of our brain, and make decisions that are good for our future. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. I have a concept that I teach called your toddler brain and your adult brain. And you can use your adult brain to make forward-thinking decisions. Your toddler brain, that's what I call your primitive brain. It's the brain stem. It's the part that we just talked about that wants the chips, the candies, the cookies, the French fries, the ice cream, the fast food, the pizza, all of it. And that's your primitive drive to food. That's very normal. But you have an adult part of your brain, the thinking front part of your brain, that can say, yeah, I love those foods and they taste really good in my mouth, but it's not getting me what I want long term. It's causing weight. That is hurting my knees and hurting my hips and making it so I'm huffing and puffing when I'm going up steps, and my clothes don't fit right and I don't feel good and my energy is not great. So that front adult part of your brain can start to make decisions and can help you with what we're going to do now. So that's why, if you're just coming in, I want you to type in the comments, I can do hard things. I'm not saying the next, 3 or 4 days is all going to be smooth sailing. There will be challenges. There's going to be food come up. You're going to see, I was just on here. I saw like 16 desserts on my Facebook and Instagram. You're scrolling through and there it is. There was an advertisement for some online grocery store that wanted me to buy stuff. I was out today driving. I probably went past 10 different fast food places. So yes, there will be challenges. You will have temptations. A lot of you shared in this group in the comments that you struggle with nighttime eating. I will address that during these 7 o'clock videos, not tonight, but another night. So make sure that you tune in. That was a huge issue for me, huge during my weight loss. I can teach you strategies to overcome that, but it's not always going to be easy. You need to use that adult thinking part of your brain to say, wait a minute, I want to make the decision that is going to lead me to success in the long term. Not just what I want in the moment. I understand what you want in the moment. I do too. I want to feel the chocolate melting on my tongue. But you want something so much more than that. And I will tell you what, on Thursday, when you weigh in, you are going to feel so darn good. You are going to feel so good. So I want you to think about that for a minute now. Picture Thursday. Regardless of how much you lose. Most people do lose weight on this plan. It's a great plan. It's a solid plan. Again, check with your doctor. I'm not a medical professional, but most people do lose weight. Some people lose a little. Some people lose a lot. Some people don't. But regardless, if you follow this plan, you are going to feel so good. You are going to have so much more energy. You're going to feel really good. And the feeling of success of like, I did this thing. I did this. I know that I can keep going. I can lose weight. I can eat healthy. I can follow a plan. I cannot give in to those temptations for the fast food or the junk food or the popcorn in front of the TV or at the movies or going to a restaurant and ordering the big fried whatever because it's available and it's special with your drink. You can do that. I can do hard things. You are going to feel so good on Thursday. So take a minute right now, picture yourself, think about how good it's going to feel to get on the scale. You weigh less than you do right now. You've got more energy. You don't feel as bloated or tired. You feel energetic. You've realized some foods that you eat that you really enjoy, that you want to keep eating. I have so many people tell me I love the chili. They make the chili over and over. Their husband likes the chili. So that's my goal for you is during these next 3 days, of course, to lose weight, which you will, but also just to learn, these are strategies that work really well for me. If you're concerned about being hungry, because that is a big thing for me, I have a pretty high hunger drive. I'm a volume eater, and you'll see that when you do the plan. Almost all people say it's too much food. like, I can't eat all this. First of all, you don't have to eat it all. Just eat to gentle fullness. If you don't want to eat the food, that's fine. For some people, this is a pretty big shift because there is a lot of fiber and a lot of really filling food. There's vegetables, there's fruit, there's beans. If you're doing the plant-based, there's rice, brown rice, oatmeal. These are very filling, satisfying foods, and lots of protein. Both plants have just more than enough protein that you'll need. So very satisfying. Most people find that they're not hungry. Most people tell me that they can't eat at all. If you are still hungry, you can have more. We usually just try to have you stair-step that a little bit. So if you're still hungry, if you're on the original plan, start with the vegetable soup. Have an extra bowl of that. That's so low in calories. You can have more of the vegetable soup. If you're still hungry, try an extra serving of vegetables. If you're still hungry, try an extra serving of fruit. By then, usually most people are okay. And then if you would need to have an extra serving of protein, especially like if you're a bigger person or men might just need more calories. But most people that's enough to satisfy them. And then we kind of follow the same progression with the plant-based. Start with an extra serving of vegetables, then an extra serving of fruit. If you're still hungry, you could have an extra serving of whole grains or beans, but usually most people tell me they're so full they can't eat it all. Never force yourself to eat. Never. There's absolutely no reason to force yourself to eat. That is not the goal of this plan. I do want you to see that you can eat a lot. You can be really full and satisfied, but never at any point should you force yourself to eat. Just eat to gentle fullness. If you don't eat it all, that's okay. You don't need to eat it all. All right, so we're about done. I'm going to skim through your comments really quick. It's awesome to see so many of you here. Let me know how the grocery shopping went. How did it go for you? Were you able to find everything you needed? Were there any ingredients that were difficult to find? I know water chestnuts have been a little hard to find lately. Sometimes things like spaghetti squash might be a little tough to find, and those are in the plant-based plan. But most things are just very basic things that are available everywhere. So let me know, and then plan. Oh yeah, with the meal prep tomorrow, I also wanted to say, plan a couple hour block. It's going to take you some time. So like I'm going to go to church on Sunday. I'm going to have my lunch. I'll probably take a nap. I'm a very big fan of Sunday afternoon naps. My husband and I have 5 children, and we were foster parents for many years. And we had 35 foster children. We had a lot of medically fragile babies during that time. And my husband's a pastor. So I was flying solo in the pew. So, oh my goodness, like I would come out of church sweating sometimes, like these children are exhausting me. And so I definitely got into a routine of Sunday afternoon naps after lunch. Like, I'm wiped out. I got to take a nap. My kids are older now, so I don't have so much of that, but I still like my Sunday afternoon nap. Oh, so plan some time. So I'll be doing mine tomorrow afternoon. Wear good shoes. You're going to be on your feet for a while. And of course you can sit to chop and stuff, but it's a bit of a workout. I like to do the dishes as I go. That's another tip that I've learned, because otherwise you're going to have like this big, pile of dishes waiting for you. And that's not fun at the end of the day. If you can get somebody to help you, that's great. Can one of your kids or your husband do some chopping for you? You can also, by the way, buy pre-chopped stuff if you need to, either fresh, or you can buy even frozen chopped onion. So if you want to go that route, you totally can. All right, let me look at some of your comments. And if you haven't yet, if you're just joining us, say in the comments, I can do hard things. You are going to do it during these next 30 days. I can do hard things. Tony says she's a special needs mom here. I get it. Yeah, you understand. What sequence do you suggest for the prep? Helen asked. If you bought the bundle, I actually tell you in there exactly how I recommend. But if you don't have the bundle, what I do is chop everything first. So actually tonight, my daughter and I were doing some of the chopping. So we chopped the onion, we chopped the carrot, which goes in both soups for the original plan. I would brown the ground turkey for the chili. I kind of get everything ready, and then I make the chili, and I make the vegetable soup. It'll hard boil at least 1 egg, I think, for the tuna salad if you're doing that plan. And then just kind of general prep. Like, do you have like fruit to wash and chop, things like that. With the original plan, you want to get the frozen fruit out if you're using frozen fruit, which you can totally use fresh. The reason I like the frozen, I mean, generally I prefer fresh, but why I like the frozen for this is you're going to eat it on plain non-fat Greek yogurt, which is quite tart. So I like the juice from the frozen fruit to kind of mix in, and it makes it like more like a traditional yogurt. So Jennifer says, I chop mine and put it in separate containers for each soup. Bomb. There you go. Camila asked, how can you purchase the bundle? All the emails, are you getting the emails, Camilla, have the link, but otherwise, actually, I can try to drop a link, but I just don't want to miss you. Go to email me, sarah@theholymess.com, and my assistant, Gabrielle. We can make sure you get the link. I will tell you too, I have quite a few meal plans on my website. A lot of them are free. Some of them are paid. The big question we always get is, what do I do when the 3 days are done? So stay tuned, and I will tell you there's a coupon code coming. So I will just say that. Okay, what else? Kate said no problems. I did have to go to another store, to get non-dairy Greek yogurt. Okay, so that she must not eat dairy. Jenny says grocery shopping went great. St. Teresa found everything. I know eggs are so expensive. I know. And this plan does have quite a few eggs. For me, it's still worth it because eggs are they're such a good balance. They're protein, but they're fat too. And so they're very satisfying. So I know they're expensive. For me, I just feel like it's still worth it. We do still eat quite a few eggs, but I know I feel your pain. Sandy found everything. Florence said, you've inspired me. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. And when you're doing your grocery shopping, see if you can find the Women's World too. There's little me. Oh, so many of you here. Sandy says the chili is my favorite food. Isn't it good? Oh, and by the way, if you do the original diet, definitely check out the vegetarian chili. It's almost identical. The spice mix and stuff is the same, but it uses, you can use brown rice in it. It uses whole grain, but I actually really like farro. And if you've never used farro before, it's kind of similar to barley. It's just got a really good chew to it. So try the plant-based chili. I think it's delicious. I think it's really, really good. Camilla says, I'm learning to enjoy the natural taste of herbal teas without adding honey or raw sugar. That's awesome. Lots of you can do hard things. Helen says, I like these challenges because it introduces me to better food choices. Definitely. That's why we're all in this together. Jennifer says, yes, being a good steward of the body he has given us. Camilla talking about that our food is like genetically modified, which it is. Coco says, I won't be able to prep tomorrow. What should be prepared for Monday? So, Coco, depending on which plan you're doing, if you're doing the original or the plant-based, you can just look and see. Everything's right here. So day one, if it's the original, you're eating scrambled eggs, no prep. You're going to want to prep the chili. Dinner is just salmon or shrimp, so that's fine. 2 cups of roasted vegetables, but you could just use frozen is fine. And then the vegetable soup and some fruit. So I would focus on the chili and the vegetable soup if you need to prep for day one. Kathy says, if I prefer to follow my own plan, can I still participate for the encouragement? You can. I mean, we're all here together, but we're all doing the same plan. That's kind of what makes it fun. That's why we're doing it. You all can do hard things, and it's only 3 days. That's right. That's what I go into it with, that attitude too, of like, I can do this for 3 days. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. We have had over 20,000 people go through the plan now, and I've run many of these group challenges, and over people say, I can't believe how full I was. I can't believe how satisfied I was. I can't believe how good the food tasted. I think sometimes we get so used to eating some of the processed foods that we kind of lose sight, we kind of lose our taste buds for how good real food tastes. And that's what this plan really is. Like I said, it's nothing magic. It's real, whole, natural food that, that's really what our bodies were designed to eat. Okay, I wanted to do the plant-based, just looked at it, took more time, maybe later. Yeah, if you're pressed for time, I mean, they're both good. The plant-based probably does take a little bit more time though. Sandy makes the soup in her crock pot. Definitely. You could definitely get a crock pot going tomorrow and have that. Somebody asked about the Instant Pot. Kathy likes to eat sweet potatoes every day for lunch. I love sweet potatoes. They're so good. Okay. All right. So I think we're good. If you have any other questions, you can leave questions in the Facebook group. I will do my best to respond, or my assistant Gabrielle will, but sometimes we miss things in the Facebook group. It goes so fast. If you have a specific question, please email us, sarah@theholymess.com. We read every email. We respond to almost every email. So you definitely can email us there. That's the best way to make sure that somebody sees it. If it's just a general question about the meal plan, leave it in the group. Tons of people have done the plans before, and they're here in the group, and so they can be really helpful and give you the guidance that you need. All right, let's do this thing. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. You can do hard things. We are going to do it together. So get your stuff, get it in, get it organized, get it printed off. Tomorrow, do your meal prep, get your recipes, make your chili, make your vegetable soup, prep your vegetables, make your tuna salad. You're gonna be ready to go. And come back this same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, here in the group. We'll do a video, we'll check in, take photos, share photos in the group, because it's so encouraging and inspiring to see what we're all doing. Even though we're all across the country and honestly world, we're all doing this together. We're all gonna be meal prepping together. We're all gonna be following the plan together, and we're gonna have lots of fun. I am Sarah with The Holy Mess, and I am here to support you on your weight loss journey every step of the way. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.